Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and during this hour, we will be reading an article about sick leave in Belgium and about a controversial new law that they have put on. So, the topic we have today is sick leave. Do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons? Hi, Anna Carolina. How are you today?
Hi, Holly. A bit sad for missing our class together. I
Yeah, I
I
was.
muddled it. I muddled it. I was sure that it was supposed to be today instead,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wondered what happened, and then I thought, well, it is almost the middle of the night in Brazil, so
I was
yeah,
longing for our class. But
yeah, you were
I was
excited.
sure that it was supposed to be today instead. I'm sorry.
Hmm. Oh, it's not a problem. Not a Probably, I wonder. Um, in probably in your calendar, it was supposed to be. It was like 1 a.m. 1 a.m.
Yes,
On the
teacher.
11th.
Yes,
Yeah. So,
it was
so
what happened to me.
yeah,
And when I saw the date, I muddled it. I'm so sorry.
yeah, not a problem. It happens. So, but you got the coupon, right? So,
Yes,
all
but
right.
I lost a half.
Oh,
But
it's
it's
a mess.
okay. It was my fault anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So, hello, Adrian. How are you today?
Hello, Holly. I'm fine, and you?
Very good. And so, Adrian, you are from Uruguay.
I'm from. Yeah, it's right.
I got it. I got it. Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. Awesome. Uh, and Alejandro, hello from Argentina. Welcome.
Hello, Holly. Thanks.
How are you this afternoon?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Excellent. Very good. Very good. And hello, Anna from Spain. How are you this evening?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Very good. Now, is it 9 o'clock right now in Spain?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. It's 1 o'clock here, so okay. And hello, Sabrina. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine, and you?
Good. Did you have a good week?
Yes, yes, very
Okay.
nice.
Very good. Good. Awesome. All right. So we have Adrian from Uruguay. And what time is it right now in Uruguay, Adrian?
It is 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay. And Alejandro, what time is it in Argentina?
It's 4 o'clock too.
Okay. Also, okay. And Ana Carolina, how about Brazil? What time is it in
It's 4
Brazil?
p.m. 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Okay. And Sabrina, okay, you are either from Colombia or Brazil, and remind
Brazil.
me, Brazil, it is Brazil. So it's 4 p.m. there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So everybody, we are going to do an article discussion on a new sick leave law in not Brazil, in Belgium that you guys might find actually quite interesting. So let's start with a warm-up question. Do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons? If it's not too personal. So Sabrina, do you ever call in sick? If so, what are the typical reasons you might call in sick?
Nowadays, no more. But before, I all the time I'm flu. I
Okay,
have,
the
but
flu. Okay,
yeah,
but nowadays you haven't called in sick lately.
no, because I don't know if I say take the vaccine. Vaccine?
Hmm. Okay. All right. And Anna, how about you? Vaccine, yeah. Vaccine. Vaccine.
Mm, yes. I've been 2 times on sick leave. and the problem was the first one because I suffer from a serious problem in my back, and in this time because of my immunologic allergic. And when I was younger, maybe with a big flu with fever, or sometimes when my sons had been sick when they were children.
Yeah, so a child is ill, or
Yes,
a
yes.
child is ill or sick. Yeah, I think that's a real common one. All right. And Anna Carolina, how about you? Do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons?
Okay. I called in sick for healthy reasons and also to finagle it. Because I did it a couple of times, a couple of days, I'm sorry, a couple of days ago. And I I got a fake doctor note
Uh-huh.
because people are doing a demonstration. I guess I told you.
Oh, okay. So it's not
And
for
I,
mental
I
health day.
no, I
Okay.
have to finagle with
Mhm.
finagle. Could you help me out with my pronunciation,
Oh,
please?
I need to hear the whole sentence. Is it finagle is the correct pronunciation, but I want to hear
I
the whole sentence.
I have to finagle with because I feared a retaliation for taking
Okay.
part in the demonstration.
I wouldn't use the word finagle. I
Which
would use
word
the
should I
word.
use?
I had to negotiate
No,
with
but
the
I
doctor.
didn't negotiate. It was a fake.
Okay. So you had to manipulate.
A teacher. If you
Is
say
that
this way, it makes me sound like a what? Like someone who doesn't do the right things, who doesn't
oh,
do the right thing.
okay.
But
Well, finagle it would work, but it just doesn't sound right to me. But yeah, if you want to use.
okay, I don't know how to explain English. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I have also gotten fake doctor certificates, and what I would do is I would just go in and say, I have a headache. Will you give me a doctor's certificate? They said, sure.
Teacher,
Yeah.
I don't call in sick often.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
just if I am really under the weather.
Uh-huh.
But this time it was a special situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And Alexander, how about you? Do you ever call in sick?
Hi.
What are the typical health reasons? Hello.
Hi. I'm sorry, I forgot to say hi. So, yes, of course. And I remember when I used to be at school.
Mm-hmm.
Started at school.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of times when I called in sick, and it's only because of I was too lazy to go to school.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, and I, sometimes I woke up in the morning and felt so tired that I felt that I hadn't enough
Mm-hmm.
how does it say sleep? Is it
Uh-huh.
correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and
You didn't have it.
I didn't have enough sleep time, and I just wanted to continue sleeping, and I called in a sick. I remember I called my teacher. I used to say like, I'm sorry, I have a temperature. I cannot come today. And she used to say, okay, but I have to tell it to your parents. And after that information, I usually was in a hurry to go to run to school.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So you were just too lazy or you were fatigued.
Yes, but it's just like my story from the past. But now
Mhm.
I'm a student and I just it is necessary to visit. I'm sorry, to come to the university every day to to get knowledge, because now being smart is it's considered to be very perspective.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now you are a student. Even now, one thing about the word student. One thing about the word student is a student could be from the age of kindergarten all the way till you're 25.
Oh.
So it isn't just for university. So I've heard that misused several times, and I didn't realize it at first why that was. But yeah, so even when you're 15 and in high school, what you are is that you're a high school student, or you're a
for example, if I wanted to say like that I was a student at school, can I say in that case that I am a pupil?
Well, you can't. That's in British English. In American English, we would just say you're a high school student or a junior high student. Yeah.
I just need to clarify where I
yeah, exactly. I'm a university student or a college student, and I don't even think in British English you would say the difference that a student is university and a pupil would be younger. That's I've never heard this until just recently here that it's been misused like that. So I've never run into it. So the pupil is I need to check with some British people, but I don't even think they use pupil as much. They might, but. All right. So, Alejandro, how about you? Do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons?
Yes, here in winter, the typical disease is flu.
Flu, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
the flu. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
I had a flu too. A few years ago, and the sore throat and cough to the typical disease.
Yeah, I think that is probably the most typical reasons people stay home. Adrian, how about you? Do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons?
Yeah, I have called in sick, maybe the typical usually when I have a flu.
Okay, so the flu. Okay, awesome. Thank you. And and Halmi, welcome. No, Halim. Welcome. Hi.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, and where are you from?
I'm from Morocco, from Casablanca.
Morocco. Okay. And my name is Holly. And so Halim, where are you? Yeah, so you're from Morocco. So do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons?
Yes, I had tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis. Okay. Yeah, that can be a reason to call in sick. Perfect. All right. Thank you, Jonathan. How about you? Welcome.
Hello, Holly. How are you today?
Very good today. Yes. And
that's good.
So, yeah. So, do you ever call in sick? What are your typical health reasons?
I'm not sure what does it mean. It means that I call a doctor or anyone.
Yeah. So what do you tell your boss?
I don't have to tell them. I just get in home and work from my home when I get sick.
Oh, okay. So you just work from home.
Yes. But
wow.
That doesn't happen very often to me.
Okay. And Ana Cristina, how about you? And welcome, Ana Cristina. Do you ever call in sick? What are the typical health reasons?
Thank you, teacher. Yes, I feel bad. Um, yes, I do. Um, the typical health reasons are flu,
Mm-hmm.
fever, um, and a bad condition in general. For example, when you feel when you feel bad,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know how to say when you feel your body is bad.
Okay. Yeah, you just feel bad. That's exactly how we would say it in English. Now, there is another reason. For me, a lot of times, one reason why I would call in sick is because of a migraine,
Yeah.
or that's one reason. Now, I've never done this online, but I did this several times in every other job I've had that is face to face, and that's every person needs a mental health day. And that's a day where you are not really sick, but you really just can't imagine going to work. And so you wake up and you're like, I can't go in. And so you take a mental health day. Now, you would never tell that to your boss. Your boss, you would say, you know, I have the flu, or I feel bad, or, you know,
Colic.
yeah, something, your child is sick, or something like that. But it's actually, in English, we call it a mental health day, where you're not really sick, but you really can't go into work. Maybe maybe there's something happening, but you always come up with some other reason for that. So, has anybody ever here taken a mental health day? But besides myself,
Yes.
like Alexander's, of
Yeah,
course.
it often happens.
Yeah, like for you, you said when you were in young in
Yes, and I think it's kind of close to your to how does it to mental health day, because
Yep.
it's kind of laziness as well.
Yep,
But
it is
not
really,
at some point.
definitely laziness. It's I can't get up. I stayed up too late, or whatever. So yeah, and when I was younger, my first job, it was, I only took, I think in 3 years I took one mental health day, and I felt guilty the whole time I did it. But the older I've gotten, the more I've like, okay, I'll take a mental health day. I've never had to do it when I'm online because I plan my own schedule. But and now Anna reminded me of a movie that actually is a really fun one. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Okay, thank you, Adrian, for coming. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And he basically that day they took a mental health day. So does everybody remember that movie?
Yes, very good. I like.
Yeah. Anybody not seen it yet? If you have not seen that movie, I would highly recommend it. It's a very fun movie, and it's about a kid who decides to break the rules and he doesn't go to school. This is it. And it doesn't go to school for the day and takes his girlfriend and his best friend to Chicago for the day, and all the things they did during their day off. And then the principal or the headmaster tries to catch him, and then his sister has problems with the fact that he seems to be the favorite, and it's a really good movie. It's probably one of the best that this actor has made, actually. So anyway, all right, so let's go on. So let's look at some key vocabulary before we read the article. So we have a hangover, which is another reason why people would stay home, right? A medical checkup, a white-collar worker, a blue-collar worker, sick leave, house arrest, and discrimination. Okay, so let's go ahead and read these. We have, let's start with let's see. Anna Christina, could you read number 1? Letter A. Letter A.
Hangover.
Yeah, read letter A, not number 1.
Letter A. A headache or other after effects caused by drinking too much alcohol.
Yes, that is correct. So what would that be? A headache or other after effects? What would that be?
When you drink so much, for example, when you go a party, drinks, dance, and the next day in the morning you wake up with a strong headache and with want to drink water. This is a hangover.
Yeah, so this is a hangover. Perfect. A hangover. Excellent. All right, and Anna, can you read letter B?
Yes, a manual worker, for example, a builder or mechanic. I have had out between maybe a white collar worker.
Yeah, it's not a white collar worker because he's a manual worker. So a manual worker is a person who uses his hands.
Yes. I have a doubt between white collar worker or blue collar worker.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe a white collar worker.
No.
No.
And the reason is because it's a manual worker, and a manual worker doesn't use their hands.
Yes, it's a blue color.
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct. You're welcome. And one thing about this word right here, this is a common mistake in pronunciation as well. A lot of times you'll see that people will see this word and will say manual. So actually, in this respect, in the UA has one sound. It's yul. Manual
worker. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Letter C. Anna Carolina, can you read that?
A period of time that you are allowed to take off work because you had a health problem. Sick leave.
Perfect. Sick leave.
Teacher, could you repeat the pronunciation of manual?
Manual.
Right?
Yeah.
Manual.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. You are correct. All right. And Halim, could you read letter D?
Okay, Holly. A person who does mental work, for example, in an office, rather than physical work.
Okay, thank you. And what would that be? What type of worker would that be?
So white collar worker.
Perfect, a white collar worker. Excellent. Okay, and Alexander, could you read letter E?
Yes. An examination to check if you are healthy. It's the second one, a medical checkup.
Perfect, a medical checkup. Excellent. And Jonathan, could you read letter F?
Being a prisoner in your own house rather than in a prison. It's the sixth, house arrest.
House arrest. That's how if I had to be a prisoner, That's how I would want to be. So,
I'm sorry, could I ask you a question?
yes.
I have a question about article here, and specifically about a before prison, because we are talking in general, like in prison.
Hmm. So being when you have an article right here, this article is general.
Got it.
Is general. Now, if you had the prison, then that's a specific prison, and we know what prison we're talking about. So the very first time that you talk about something, you always say in general, and then you go on to the. So, good question. Thank you.
But I just was making sure because I read today a message about articles, and it was said that sit in prison, not in a prison.
Okay, you can actually say that in fact, I was just reading this one, being a prisoner in your house rather than in prison. And that is also very general, but this one is a little bit better. It's better to have the article in this respect because there are many different types of prisons. So when he's sitting in prison, it is definitely in general, but it might be the fact that we know which prison it is.
Okay, got it. Because and before this, we are talking about prisoner as well. So yes, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, and then the last one. Alejandro, can you read letter G?
Unfair treatment of different categories of people or things. For example, men and women. Young people and old people. Discrimination.
Okay, so remember discrimination, exactly. So, and remember men and women.
Men and women.
So woman, so woman, which is spelled with an A, and then we have women, and that's a very common mistake that many people do. Okay, so we have these words will be in the article that we will read. Does anybody have any questions about any of these words? All right, so you are going to read an article about a new labor law proposed in Belgium. Under the new law, employees who call in sick are required to stay at home for a medical checkup. Let's read the article on the next page and answer the questions. So, Sabrina, could you read number 1?
Under the new proposal, why are employees who take sick leave required to stay at home for a medical checkup?
So, instead of required, we say required. Required. Okay. So, Sabrina, could you look for this answer? Other people can as well, but you would be assigned that one. Okay. Number 2, Jonathan, can you read that one?
Sure. When exactly do employees who call in sick have to be at home?
Excellent. And can you answer that one as well? Just look for that answer when we read it. Okay. And Halim, number 3, can you read that one? Halim?
Sorry.
Okay. No worries.
What happens if someone is not at home during that time?
Okay, excellent. So when we read the article, can you look for that answer? Okay. And then number 4, Anna, can you read that one?
Yes. At present, what happens to manual workers who take sick leave?
Okay, and remember it's manual.
Manual.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's funny that you got the same word too. Could you look for that?
Thank you for reminding me the word.
Yeah, no worries. Well, a lot of times it takes several reminders. A lot of times. So, can you look for that answer? And Ana Cristina, can you do number 5?
How will this change under the new proposal?
And you look for that answer. Thank you. And Anna Carolina, number 6.
Why are unions against the proposal?
Excellent. And could you look for that one? And then Alexander, could you read number 7?
Yes, in the UK, how many bosses do not believe employees when they call in sick?
Okay, and could you do that one as well?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thinking of calling in sick, the doctor will come to see you under a new Belgian proposal. So, Alexander, could you read number 1?
Calling in sick with a hangover or to enjoy unexpected good weather may soon be more difficult, and Belgium, the government has proposed a law which would require employees who take a sick day to stay at home for a medical checkup.
All right, thank you. And then Alejandro, could you read number 2? Just the first paragraph.
The proposal would obligate people to remain at home for a 4-hour time period between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. for a visit from a doctor to confirm they reported health problems.
Okay, and so in this fourth word here, instead of obligated, we would say the proposal would oblige. Now, you said obligated, and that's actually what oblige means. They would so that it actually means the same thing. So, all right, Anna Carolina, could you read number 2, the next paragraph?
If the person who called in sick was not at home, they could lose their pay for that day. Belgian media report.
Okay, and Anna Christina, can you read the next one?
The proposed rule is part of a change in labor laws which are different for blue and white collar workers.
Okay, thank you. And Sabrina, can you read the next paragraph?
Actually, people who work in manual jobs are not paid for their first day of sick.
Okay, and Anna, can you read the next paragraph?
Yes, that rule would be abolished under the new laws, but unions said that the proposal was unacceptable and they compared it to house arrest.
Okay, so remember, Anna, that when you have a past tense ed, so we would say that rule would be abolished. So this would be kind of a T sound, abolished. Now this one, and they compared it to house arrest, would be a D sound. So that the E on both of these are not pronounced, okay? So abolished and compared.
Yes, abolished and compared.
Perfect.
Okay,
all right, and
thank you.
You're welcome. And Halim, could you read number 4?
Okay, Oli. We can't agree with such a violation of personal privacy, said Jan Verkamst of the union ECLVB. People claim that blue-collar workers call in sick on a Monday more than white-collar workers. We want to end all discrimination, but we cannot accept this.
Okay. Now, there's a couple of pronunciation errors. Halim, first of all, is instead of violation, it's violation. It's how we say it.
Oh,
violation.
Thank you.
No, not a problem. That's why you're here, right? To get some feedback. We'll say violation of personal privacy.
Privacy, violation, privacy. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Jonathan, could you read number 5?
Although employers in the UK can send the doctor to employees' homes, a study earlier this year by a private healthcare company found that 6 in 10 bosses in Britain do not believe employees when they call in sick.
Very good at this ES too, bosses. Very good. Could you read the first word again? Although, okay. I was just making sure.
Okay.
All right, you pronounced it right. All right. So, are there any words or phrases in this little article that you do not know or want clarification on? I want to make sure you know it.
Yes, can you explain the definition of the word abolish?
Okay, where is it at?
It's the third passage.
Third paragraph.
Third paragraph, yes, sorry.
Okay, so third. If a person who called in the third paragraph, say 1, 2, this one right here?
No, third part.
Third part, okay. Okay, that rule would be abolished under the new laws. Okay. See, at present, so people who work in manual jobs are not paid for their first day of sick leave, okay? So after the new law, that rule of not being paid their first day of sick leave would, if it's abolished, it would no longer be enforced. So it would be stopped. It would be canceled. Does that make sense?
Yes,
okay.
thanks.
You're welcome. Any other words or phrases that you guys would like clarification on? All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can answer these questions. All right, so under the new proposal, Sabrina, why are employees who take sick leave required to stay home for a medical checkup?
Because the companies will send a doctor to see the person that say to us if sick.
Yeah, to basically it's to confirm their health problems and make sure they really are sick. So they're not having a mental health day, or they're not being lazy and or a hangover, or something like that. Yeah. All right, next one, Jonathan. When exactly do employees who call in sick have to be at home?
It is during a period of 4 hours between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m.
Yeah, so a period of 4 hours between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. If I'm really sick, though, I don't mind being home. So I don't know about the rest of you.
No, sometimes maybe you need to do something else.
Run an errand.
You could get better in the afternoon and you want to get out or something like that.
It's true, especially if it's a mental health day. All right, and number 3, Halim, what happens if someone is not at home during that time?
If someone is not at home during that time, he could lose his pay for that day.
Yeah, so they lose their pay, exactly. All right, and number 4, Anna, at present, what happens to manual workers who take sick leave?
Well, they aren't paid for their first day of sick leave.
Yes, exactly. They are not paid for the first day of sick leave. Okay, and then number 5, Anna Christine. How will this change under the new proposal?
How will it change the new proposal? The proposal rule is part of a chain in Laos with a different blue and white collar workers. The people who work in manual jobs are not paid for their first day or sick leave. That rule was abolished under the new laws, but unions say that the proposal was unacceptable, and they compared into house arrest.
They compared it to house arrest. So it will be abolished, and the unions will compare it to house arrest, Very good. All right, Anna Carolina, why are unions against the proposal?
For two reasons. First, because they see it like a kind of discrimination. They don't agree with the statement that the blue-collar workers going sick on Mondays more often than white-collar workers, and also they believe it's a violation of privacy.
Yeah, it's a violation of personal privacy. Perfect. All right, and now Alexander, in the UK, how many bosses do not believe employees when they call in sick?
It was said that nearly 1 in 10 bosses don't believe in their employees when they're calling in sick.
Actually, it said 6 in 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6?
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
it was in the last paragraph. 6 out of 10. Yeah, so the UK bosses, right here. 6 out in 10. Right here. So have any of you guys ever been a boss or supervisor and had employees call in sick? Okay, I have, and you can always tell by their tone of voice if they're really sick. Hi, Holly, I'm not feeling well today. I think I'm going to take a sick leave. That is always, I need a mental health day. So, Halim, have you ever had anybody call in sick?
Me or my collaborators?
Yeah, your employees. Have you ever been a boss?
Yes, many times. It's practice, common practice in Morocco.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for people to call in. All right. Thank you very much, Halim. First of all, let's do these talking points right here. I just want I'll ask every one of you guys this questions because everybody will have a different opinion. So let's start with Alejandro. Do you think the Belgium proposal is a good idea?
Here using the same way, but I think it's a good idea. Depend on the job.
Okay, so it's a good idea depending on the job.
On the job, yeah.
Okay, all right.
On the employee too.
Okay. All right, Sabrina, how about you? Do you think that the Belgium proposal is a good idea?
Sorry, but yes, because a lot of people lie to their bosses about to be sick, and they want to have a medical health day, and they want the money too. So it's high.
So they want to be paid, but they want to, like maybe the first day of spring or when the spring gets really nice, people might not want to go to work. So, Jonathan, in your experience, what do you think I'm sorry. Do you think the Belgian I can't speak. Do you think the Belgian proposal is a good idea?
I don't think so because I think it wouldn't work because it would break the relationship between the boss and the employees, and the employees wouldn't be so happy with that. I wouldn't be so happy with that. I think I would get angry because it is like, oh, I know you are not going to be sick. You just want to get out with your friends or something like that. And I think that there should be a relationship, a good relationship between the boss and the employee, and they should be honest with each other.
Yes. Okay. So you think because you don't like it because there's this lack of trust.
Exactly.
Right?
That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, okay. I'll write it down. So lack of trust. Okay. All right, Alexander, what do you think? Do you think the Belgian proposal is a good idea?
I think it's I have into mind about this idea. I'm into mind of this idea because from the one side it's great, but it would be difficult to follow every patient. I mean, every employees, every employer who call in sick, and from the other hand, it's kind of an interesting idea because some employees will probably stop calling in sick, and they will start deceiving.
All right, so you're kind of neutral. You think it's a good idea,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
neutral.
think it's a bad idea. Okay, all right. Halim, how about you? Do you think that the Belgian proposal is a good idea?
It depends, but I agree. It's a measure. This is a disincentive to reduce absenteeism. If you can.
Absolutely, it is. I agree with that. So, as I don't think that I would, unless I was really sick, I would not call in after that. So, Anna Carolina, how about you? Do you think the Belgian proposal is a good idea?
For one side, it's a good idea because they could be sure. But on the other hand, I agree that it's a kind of invasion of privacy. Maybe they could set a place where the employees could go there instead of go to their house, to their home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know that when I was living in Finland, I was required to get a doctor's certificate from the first day of being sick. And they provided the doctors. I just had to I had to get to the doctor, and it was no problem at all. So, Anna, how about you? Do you think the Belgian proposal is a good idea?
Yes, because it's the only way to avoid absenteeism away from work without to be sick. In addition, you have your medical certificate because in some cases the colleagues are worse than bosses. Because they never believe when other coworker call in sick. Yes. I wonder if they are sick when they call, or they are, or maybe they are the only people who can be sick. It's a big problem when a coworker talk about behind you and tell the boss, for example, that is untrue. You are sick. Is a big problem. So I think it's a good decision because you always have in your medical certificate.
Yeah. So it's important. I mean, I hadn't even thought about that. That it's not necessarily that it's the boss, but even the colleagues who have to do their work might not believe it. So. Yeah.
Yes. But a boss could be no belief if you are sick. But colleagues tell them, repeat one time, other time, is untrue, this people is sick. is is a problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah, okay. All right, last person, Anna Christina. Do you think the Belgium proposal is a good idea?
Yeah, teacher, because if you don't feel well, you don't work good. You need go to the hospital or maybe to resting house until you feel good for
Mm-hmm.
come back to work. If you
Okay.
go to if you to work in bad condition, um, you are putting yourself or others at risk if you go
Mm-hmm.
to work, maybe an
Mm-hmm.
accident. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And I am with, I think it's Jonathan. My opinion is that as a worker, I want to be trusted, and I should be given the control or the autonomy to be trusted. And so I would not want somebody coming to my home, but I don't mind going to the doctor, especially if it's free. So in the U.S. it's not free, but in Finland it was free and it was very nice. So all right, the next question. Let's basically I'm going to ask you guys by country because it's about your country. So let's start with Brazil, Sabrina and Ana Carolina. So Ana Carolina, do you think do many employees call in sick in Belgium?
Excuse me? Did you
Never.
ask in Belgium?
And did I say Belgium? Sorry.
You said Belgium.
It's like earlier.
You said Brazil and then you said
I do
Belgium.
that. I do that all the time. Earlier, I thought I was calling Alejandro, and I said Alexander's name. So.
All right, teacher. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. People do that often, especially civil servants, because it is written in the Constitution. We can have sick days, and some people take advantage of it.
Uh-huh. All right. Thank you. And Sabrina, do you agree with Ana Carolina, or do you have a different experience?
I agree, but I believe we have a lot of call centers here, and this employee calling sick all the time.
Okay. So employees do. Okay. And how about Argentina, Alejandro? Do people call in sick a lot in Argentina?
Not too much. Depend on the job or the company. For example, in IT companies are very flexible here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can take the day off, and it's not a problem.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Now, how about Russia, Alexander? Do many employees call in sick in Russia?
So it's hard to say. Yes, it happens, but not so often.
Okay. So people don't take advantage of it or anything.
Yeah, they don't take advantage, and maybe because of they just don't have a chance to go to the doctor, and in most cases, if they call in sick, they probably need to make some deals. I mean, to go to pay some taxes, to
Yeah, so run errands.
yeah, like things that are needed that must be done. But at the same time, you also have to work. But sometimes employer understands you that you have a lot of problems and things that must be done, and they're allows you to have a day off.
All right, thank you. And how about Colombia, Jonathan and Ana Cristina? We'll start with Jonathan. Do many employees call in sick in Colombia?
I don't think so. I have some relatives that are the bosses in their companies, and when I talk to them, they say that not so many people call in sick. That's I think it's an acceptable rate of calls per month.
Good. All right. Ana Cristina, in your experience in Colombia, do you agree with Jonathan, or do you have a different experience?
Here in Colombia, I think that the companies are flexible. If you have your medical certificate, you can take your day off. Only you need to go to the doctor and carry your medical certification to the company. Legally, you have 3 days. After that, if you continued in sick, the company, you have to pay the company the half or your payday.
Okay, so you start losing pay after 3 days. Okay. And Halim, how about in Morocco? Do many employees call in sick in Morocco?
Yes, there are no accurate statistics. But as an HR expert, I can say the rate of absenteeism has increased. Structural absenteeism rate of 5 to 6%.
Wow. Wow. And do you require, in Morocco, do you guys require a doctor's certificate if the employee wants to be paid?
Yes, even though the doctors are not real professional, because they give a certificate even though the person is not ill.
Yeah, in Finland that's how it was as well. So, yeah, I would just walk in and say, I need a certificate. And she would go, okay, what's wrong? And I'd say, I have a headache. Oh, okay. So, Ana, how about in Spain? Do many employees call in sick in Spain?
No. As to my work, for example, we have a reduction of 50% of salary in the first 15 days.
Oh, wow.
Yes, until 2 months. Until 2 months that they are increase their salary. Because is sure that you are going to have a large sick. But however, when you are a serious illness or a surgery, you don't have any problem and you receive a complete salary because it's we have a list of serious illness that the government don't put any problem when you have in sick leave. For example, in my case, until you are in sick leave for 6 months, you don't start to receive less quantity.
All right. Well, I want to thank you very much, Ana, and thank you everyone for your time. If you want to stick around, the next class is on motivation.